We're back again, and guess who is 714 elo? This guy is. Hey, we're on an upward trajectory. Let's not get our hopes too high. I was 706, I think, like 3 months ago. That was my peak. But let's just say if I was a stock, I'd bet on myself, baby. That's a damn lie. That's a waste of money. Don't do that. You're throwing your money away. Also, real quick, if you do hear any barking in the background, I am dog sitting this absolute demon dog. I guess little monster would be a nicer way to put it. This thing soiled my bed, explosively defecated in its cage, and done pissed on the floor 9 times, all right? I had to relocate her downstairs where there's no carpet. Sorry if your headphones are on. Anyways, let's begin. We're white and we play king's pawn. He matches. We bring out bishop. He brings out knight. We push pawn. He takes this pawn. We take that pawn. Even trade. He brings down his queen to attack the pawn. We defend that pawn. He brings out his knight for a second attacker. We bring out second attacker. See, very balanced, I think, at least. This is how I learned how to play chess. This is what I've been taught. Just balance out attacks. He goes ahead and pushes pawn. It looks like he's gonna fianchetto. We go ahead and castle. He instead pushes this pawn down, which doesn't even, wouldn't it be this order and then, Moving on. We centralize the rook. He moves his knight back. We develop our knight. Now I guess he's like, you know what? Maybe we'll fianchetto on this side instead. I don't know. We go ahead and push our knight up. I like this square lines in his side, in the opponent's section, defended. Or opponent's half of the board defended. I don't know if it's a great move, but I feel like I'm making advancements. You know what I mean? I feel like I like putting the knight in cheeky spots like this with the bishop defending. Also, we are attacking the queen and threatening to fork right here and take the rook. So it's important to see what he's gonna do here. He actually does what I would guess is the best move because it both saves the queen and prevents that whole fork situation from occurring. But with the queen going back, we then decide to move the knight here. Again, continuing to advance, defended by the pawn. The only thing I could take it is the queen. He wouldn't want to do that. Takes with queen, we take the queen in exchange for a knight. Not a good idea. Now the king only has one spot he can go and it's down, which I don't think is very good ever, and he can never castle. Now what exactly was going on in my head when I made this move is beyond me. I don't know. I pushed the pawn. I don't think it's horrible for me, except the fact that I hung the knight. But now hear me out. Because we centralized this rook earlier, we can put the bishop here, and now we can attack the king. King has to move, and we can take this rook back here. Wrong. We forgot about his knight. Damn it. So we're kind of forced to take back. I mean, what else can you do? He develops his bishop, and I don't know why this is bad, but the eval bar just shot way in my direction. It says mate in 23, so good luck finding that. I sure as shit don't. But I don't know why this was such this is something I would do. Hell, just develop the bishop, attack the knight. It seems like a logical thing. I guess it's a horrendous mistake, but whatever. We decide to check the king to see where he's gonna go. See what he'll do with this check. He moves back, which is part of our sneaky little plan, because now we can go here. We can check the king. King has to move back here. If king moves back there, then we take the rook. Or if king moves up here, we have this nice little spot for our knight to go that checks the king and forces him to the square over here. Then we can still take the rook. With check, mind you. With check. So that's what we do. We initiate, he goes up here, now we have to use the knight. We do use the knight. Moves over. Take the rook. King only has one spot to go. We take his pawn, protected by our knight. It's also a discovered check on the king right now. So he brings back his knight to block the discovered attack. And if you know chess, you know he's in a bit of danger here. I mean, it's starting to look a little grim for him. We decide to move knight up to check and also prevent our queen from just hanging to his queen. I didn't want to mess around with it and decided just to check the king, throwing the pawn away. Whoops, this is like so many blunder pieces this game, or just pieces that got taken that I didn't see getting taken. Whoops. Not to worry, we go back with check. The king moves to the only spot it can move to. We check here, up, checkmate. Against an 8-11 too. Rad shoes, bro. More like rad shoes, bro. That's probably how he typed it, you know, when he made that name. But 8-11. Hey, we're beating 8-11s now. Once we cross the 700 mark, we got a whole new level of cockiness. You thought I was cocky before at 600? Oh, we are, you know, Einstein levels now, baby. And in game 2, we get black. We love playing black. However, he plays this? Is this how you're supposed to start the fianchetto? I don't know. Are you supposed to start off the rip this way? But he does, and now I all of a sudden don't like playing black. I just moved the D pawn up. He brings out, it does indeed look like he wants to fianchetto. He brings out the bishop, and we move the C pawn. I saw a video one time that says C pawn pawn with D pawn is a good idea. I don't know if I got it confused with E and F or if this is actually right, but I know for sure I've never in my life played this opening, so I have no idea what's supposed to follow. He pushes the king's pawn up once, and I'm guessing he wants to do this, you know, the second, the D pawn, and then disrupt the center. I bring out the bishop. He goes ahead and brings out the queen, so maybe not, but also this could also be the line that you're supposed to take to be able to, you know, fianchetto to this side. So I don't know exactly what the queen's doing here. I go ahead and push a pawn up. This is what the queen's supposed to be doing here, and the guy thinks I'm still in 600 elo. He thinks I'm still that low, way down there, you know what I mean? Way down. We ain't on that anymore. He thinks I'm gonna block with the knight, and then he takes a free pawn. He's not taking the rook, because the queen, as long as the queen's still down here, he can't take the rook. But he will take a free pawn, unless we do this. Accidentally clicked back there for a second. But unless we do this and offer a trade of queens, he concedes the position and does not want to deal with it. I can tell this guy's a queen dancer and had to move her back because he wants to keep that queen. I know it. And we go ahead and develop the bishop, which does the exact thing we were just talking about on this, on the right side, I guess, on the queen side, was protecting this pawn. Now all of a sudden, what are we not doing? Protecting this pawn or the rook. But I have a solution, I believe. We go here. Now, bishop takes rook. We take bishop in this corner. Now, his rook up here has no way to escape, doesn't have time to escape. Even if you move the knight out the way, which is the only way to get it to escape, or pawn down, I guess, but he can't move. There's not enough time, because I'm already down here, and that move, I can go back and take his rook. It's basically a fair trade, okay? So this is what happens. He takes, we take back, he blocks. Oh, Jesus. A bit aggressive. I fucking hate this game, dude. I hate this game. He blocks. He blocks with the pawn, man. Who would have saw it? Not me, okay? And then I just go ahead and start to try to break up this spot because I still have faith that somehow this is gonna get my rook back. I want my rook back, bro. He goes ahead and moves his knight here. I don't know where the knight could go. I guess this spot? We take the pawn. He does not want to take back, though, because if he takes back, then we take with check here, and then fork the king and the rook. So he doesn't want to take back. He moves the rook instead. He sees it coming. We go ahead and take with check. He takes with rook. He didn't see this coming, and I bet you didn't either. Watch this. Pinned. It's pinned. Rook cannot attack my queen over here. Cannot move. Boy is stuck. He goes ahead and develops his knight. I go ahead and push a random pawn because I'm not concerned with it. He pushes a pawn. I go up here now because, listen, I can attack the knight. The knight's now pinned to the rook. He goes ahead and swiftly unpins the knight from the rook. And now I believe he's trying to fianchetto on this side. Now that everything's gone, he wants to do that. So we move up here. The main idea is if he does anything else, I mean, I guess this move here, attacking my queen, I'd have to, I guess, move with the queen here. It'd just be an extra step. But the main idea is if he does any other move besides that one, then he would lose the queen. Or probably, I mean, you never know. You never know. He might lose the queen, but most likely he's gonna move the queen out the way. Now this open file here, or not even file, diagonal here, doesn't allow him to castle anymore. He can no longer castle, which I think is big. We don't let him get into his fianchetto bullshit over here. He does, in fact, move the queen. And then we go ahead and develop a knight. We developed the knight because for multiple reasons. One, we like our position. Can't castle, pieces pinned, queen on a central file. Also, we developed the knight because we have hopes of going here and putting pressure here on the pinned rook here. He moves a random pawn, and we go ahead and do put pressure on the pin piece. Now he brings back his knight. Now we have issues because the numbers don't exactly work out with this. The king's obviously there also, and we have this, and I don't believe the math works out here. Additionally, he is also attacking the integral piece of this whole attack. If he takes this rook's no longer pinned. So he takes this. I mean, even if let's say I took it back with knight. Like his knight's here, I took back with knight. He could just take this now for free and backed up by his queen, and now my queen is all in shambles, and I think I just lost a piece there. I mean, we gained a knight and lost 2 pieces. So it's bad news bears. So we decide to go ahead and back up the bishop to maintain the pin. Pins are super fun because like they're dangerous for the opponent, but they're also dangerous for you. Because if you ever forget about how this guy needs to be doing the pinning, then you're gonna lose something critical. And in this case, it would be the queen, or I guess this, and then potentially the queen. You gotta be careful with pins. He finally moves the knight down to attack the queen. He's also double attacking on the bishop here. We move the queen out of the way, still being able to protect the bishop. That's the idea. Because he does end up taking bishop, and then we take back, which is fine. This is basically still a bishop. I mean, obviously, the queen can go anywhere. So this is still a diagonal that prevents him from castling. Now, at this point, I'm worried about him pushing pawn here. And here's why. Because I can't take. First of all, the knight would just take. But if I did take, it's also unpinning this, and it could take the queen. What we just talked about earlier. But also, I'm worried about this. He takes here, and then I can take, and then I take back. I mean, it's fine, but it's not ideal. I like having my queen here preventing castling, and I can't do that because if I went here, theoretically, he could castle to save the rook. I think, you know, might be. I don't know if that's the best move at all. I'm no expert. I'm not in any position to say if that's a good move. But in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Like, he could castle, get this rook out of danger, and then, you know, all is well for him, and we didn't prevent what we wanted to prevent. But instead, he goes here. For what? I can only imagine this is a misclick from going to this position here. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you just zoom past my bishop there. But we will take that. We will very much take that. We decided to develop a knight. Again, we love our position here. We don't want to change any of these, you know, key pieces that are up at the forefront here on attacking. I'm cool with all this right now. Let him deal with that. I'm going to go ahead and start bringing more pieces into the action. He moves his knight down. What? So in case you didn't notice before, his knight was up here. Remember we counted off the pieces? Attack, attack, attack. What happens now that his knight is gone? Well, I'll tell you what happens now. We take rook with our bishop. Now he has nowhere to go. The king has nowhere to go. It's in check. It has absolutely nowhere to go. The queen has to take. We take back with queen. King has to move to the only safe square. We take queen over and he checkmate. Now, let's initiate our plan. We move the rook forward. He abandons? Nah. We are not letting this guy ruin the video. He takes with queen. We take that with queen protected by the knight. He moves over and we checkmate. We count it.